What's up? Rage Raven 5678 here, and welcome back to Warhammer 3. I almost forgot what what this game was called. Anyways, but welcome back to Warhammer Mondays, and today we are finally starting a brand new race. So a race that we just went through the dwarves, man, and goddamn, I never realized how long 6 characters feel like it takes to get through 6 characters. But glad we went through them, man. I love the dwarves, bro. I mean, it was very worth it. But today we are finally going to be starting on Corn. Yeah, so I know last week when we finished up the dwarves, I said that Zinx was going to be the next one. But I've been trying for, I use that very loosely. I've been, dabbling into Zinx a little bit here and there and stuff like that. And I gotta be honest with y'all, Zinx just doesn't really go to my play style personally. Now, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and say that we will get Zinx at some point, okay? But I need a lot more time with them because, sometimes when it comes to other factions, like other races, I can definitely pick them up and play. It is so easy for me, okay? Beastmen, I can turn my brain off, go duh, smash. Dwarves, they're very laid back, especially with how strong their artillery is and how strong their front lines are. Corn is another one, duh, ghost back, go blood, stuff like that, okay? And I love Corn. It is actually the first faction I played in Warhammer 3 with Scarbrand. So, but today we are going to start off our new Corn faction with
The mortal world cannot contain me.
Arbaal, the Undefeated. So yeah, man. So we're gonna start off with Arbaal, the Undefeated. Number one, because Corn was the latest faction to get a DLC with some new stuff in it. And number two, I gotta be honest, I kind of like Arbaal the most out of all the factions. I don't know what it is. Okay, Skulltaker is just broken. Okay, now I know they took off. They took out the faction-wide buffs that you get, I think with Bloodhost or something like that, just recently. I can't remember too much, but yeah, I know they took that off, stuff like that. I don't know how much that's actually going to affect Corn, all that, to be fair, but yeah, but I don't like dumb, easy campaigns, okay? And if you want to talk about dumb, easy campaign, then shit. Let's go to Zinc and let's talk about the Changeling, okay? Because this guy can literally just go invisible, and it is that simple story of being so easy is boring, And I know you're probably gonna say, well, dude, they've good DM. It's not like that. Anyway, but yeah, Skulltaker, he is very fun. But he is just he's pretty fucking good, okay? And I'll explain why when we get to him. But today I want to start with Arbaal, the Undefeated, the free lord that came out with the latest DLC. Which, to be honest, when it comes to the whole DLC as a pack, it was all right. It was, to me, it wasn't anything too exciting. I'm glad that the ogres got a really nice rework, but Corn, out of the two, I just prefer Arbaal Undefeated. So, and let's get into it, man. So first of all, since it's a brand new race, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the lore behind the brand new race. And Lee, if you start whining, you're going outside. Corn, the Blood God, rages upon his brass throne, resting atop a mountain of skulls. Built from the countless heads of the great champions his followers have slain over an immeasurable number of aeons. He cares not from where the blood flows, so long as it is done in his name. It is not uncommon to see the warriors of Corn fighting amongst themselves, battling to prove their skill in combat and rise higher in the eyes of their wrathful master. To follow Corn is to embrace violence and destruction, and to pledge utter subservience to his cause. Corn's most favored servant are gifted with immense powers. Some may even ascend to demonhood, and it is these chosen few who are tasked with bringing his wrath down upon the world. Blood for the Blood God. Alright, so now let's talk about Arbaal the Undefeated. Arbaal is one of the most devoted servants of Corn. Gifted with the power of the dreaded one axe, axe known as the Destroyer in recognition of his staunch devotion, such a reward is not given to just any champion, but one that has achieved such great or much greatness and favor under the blood god's ever-leering gaze. To such champions, however, also belongs Khorne's most uncompromising scrutiny. Should Arbaal falter, the magnitude of such a failure would cause him to lose all favor with the blood god, rendering him as unremarkable among the other demonic aberrations as he was remarkable in triumph, and perhaps worse. Over 3,000 years of overwhelming battlefield dominance have made that prospect unthinkable, both for him and his enemies, whose wits literally fail them in searching for a way to bring them down. Woo! Alright, so basically, this guy is a pretty powerful warrior who goes out and, fights the strongest foes. Very similar to Trolltaker, to be honest. And if Arbaal ever gets defeated in battle, then he will turn pretty much into a Chaos Spawn. Which if you haven't seen what Chaos Spawn look like, they're pretty ugly dudes. Anyways, so now he starts in a pretty common area where most Chaos gods or Chaos dudes spawn and stuff like that. And it's actually a relatively nice location to start off with. For his starting army and stuff like that, pretty decent. It's mainly, human troops, but he can have demonic troops. But he just benefits way more from having non-demonic troops. Being able to have minor upkeep, for construction building, for mortal military, all that stuff. But he has a really cool thing which it's right here. Wait, is this it? Okay, I don't know if this is it. Oh no, it's not. Okay, but Arbaal has a really insane power that I'll go ahead and explain as we load into it. Oh, look at this artwork, it's so awesome. Anyways, but Arbaal has a very unique power to where if any of your units gets to like 20 HP or lower, you can actually turn that unit, kill them all, and turn them into Chaos Spawns, which is just insane. And well, I mean, if that unit is like super low health, you might as well do it, especially if this, I don't know if you could do a demon unit. It didn't say. I haven't seen it done, but you can definitely, if you can do it with a demon unit, that's actually fantastic, because demon units, they're very strong, but if they lose leadership, they automatically start dying anyways, so you might as well. But if it's like a human unit and they're about to bitch out, kill them all, turn them to Chaos Spawns,
The destroyer of Khorne ensures his enemies are naught but blood-soaked dust.
Beautiful. Alright, so before we get into Arbaal, the Undefeated by himself, we got to talk about the Khorne unit, because, it's the first Khorne, army that we're starting off with and stuff like that. And so, how do you play Khorne? Very simple. Get an army, fight a dude, and just charge them in. They're literally what you would call a charge-in army, and that's what I really like about like the dwarves is that the dwarves offers a different way of battling. They're more of a defensive and pick your enemies apart with like artillery and stuff like that kind of army. Whereas Khorne is very simply go in there and fight. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so they go in there and fight, so they have really good melee unit. But what about ranged units, right? They do have like a very, very tight few ranged units, but they're not exactly strong. And so, in terms of like, if you ever want to defeat Khorne, having like heavy armor or heavy gunnery and stuff like that, you can definitely defeat Khorne that way. And you might be thinking, okay, well, hey, shush. Anyway, now you might be thinking, oh wow, okay, so all you gotta do is pick these dudes and send them into the enemy, and that's it, right? That sounds kind of weak, right? Like, no brainer, right? No. No, man, listen, the devs did a really good job at making Khorne feel like Khorne. Okay, you go in there, man, and dude, they are some of the toughest units. If somebody were to tell me that Khorne was the strongest faction in the game at one point, like maybe before the faction-wide nerf, then
Cultist
then I would definitely agree with them.
I am an army.
It really shows when we go into the battlefield. But let's continue with the thing. So anyway, so with corn, obviously we got a currency is similar to what it is, but the way you want to play corn though is kind of funny because they have a very interesting mechanic, which I will explain more when we get into it. But when we sack, like when we destroy a settlement, we can call in blood host. Blood host is basically like a spawn of a smaller demon army that can just appear out of nowhere. Now, the thing is though is that it will cost money, and I believe it costs skulls as well, and it's actually gonna impact your economy really hard to the fact where you're going to be going into the negative. And if you play corn or if you play Scarbrand like usual anyways, then and you play him like you kind of know how to play Scarbrand, then you pretty much are familiar with having a negative income, because the way you want to play, at least with Scarbrand, is that you want to keep stacking blood hosts from one to the other. So anyways, so yeah, but that's our currency. That's corn's favorite. Now this is something to spend that is usually meant only for Arbaal, but I'll talk that in a second because I want to talk about skulls. Okay, skulls for the skull throne, blood for the blood god, or vice versa, and stuff like that. And corn loves skulls. Okay, skulls are collected when you obviously go into battles. Okay. Because if you want to play a faction where your main thing is to go into battle and destroy shit, corn is the right thing for you. Now, we do have a currency of skulls, and what does that actually unlock us? Well, this is a brand new tree that they actually like reworked. So it used to look a lot different and a lot more simpler, but this thing is way more cooler. But obviously, as you can see here, we can use skulls to spend it on certain things, certain buffs. Is it going to be for our army or is it going to be for a faction? I can't remember what that nerf was for. But anyways, so yeah. And what you start out with is pretty freaking strong, okay? I mean, we got stuff simply as chance to automatically colonize ruins in your province at the fucking start of a turn. At turn start, I never had to say that before. Income from post-battle loot, which is probably one I usually go for. Ability to summon from beyond, summon more demon units. I'll actually go ahead and get this because it's really cool. I really want to show it off. And then of course you got the next blood host summon will have 2 additional units, which is actually really freaking good. So boom, 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 really freaking good. And of course, you know, they cost 1,000 skulls each, and you can see that they're on a cooldown. Okay, so when you activate one of these things, they'll actually have a 10 turn cooldown, whereas these will have only a 3, like whatever one that you don't choose will have a 3 turn cooldown. That's just so you don't go boom, 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 and just completely break the game. Okay, and once you spend enough skulls, this meter will rise up. And obviously, the more skulls you spin, the higher the meter rises. And to simply put it in, when you reach these tiers, you'll unlock these additional tiers and stuff like that. Obviously, the last one is just completely broken. It's fucking awesome. Instantly summons a blood host at faction leader. Oh, that's so crazy. Increases, instantly replenishes faction leader's army. That's so crazy. Instantly replenishes faction leader's army movement range. Oh my god, it is so awesome, dude. So anyways, but that skulls really, you to simply put it, go into battle, collect skulls, use it to buff up your units, stuff like that. All right, well, that is kind of only the beginning of playing as corn and stuff like that. But do we have this? Okay, so we need to actually get 5 challenges before we go into Arbaal only thing. So real quick, let's look at the surrounding areas and stuff like that. So obviously your starting war is going to be with the Ogre Kingdom, and honestly this isn't bad. I usually hate when you're starting you know, army to fight. It's like doesn't take you into like an actual direction. It's just like an area. So like if you decide to go here, okay, then you're gonna have to take out this, then you gotta take out this. But then instead of just going down even further to, you know, kind of, you know, set yourself a direction, you gotta come back up here and take out this and hope that they don't make another army and stuff like that and try to, you know, attack, you know, whatever you're doing, right? So yeah, but with Arbaal, it is not actually bad because you kind of want to play, at least in the Total War map or the Warhammer map, you kind of want to play a little bit campy because you're gonna be traveling the world, fighting like random armies, anyways, and eventually you're gonna want to, you know, start expanding and stuff like that. But yeah, when you look around though, not a lot of friends. You know, with, I mean, pretty much everybody in Chaos, they're like neutral, but at the same time, they want to kill each other. So it's a really weird situation. It's like a toxic relationship, you know? It's like, you know, oh, you love them, but you kind of hate them as well. Anyways, but the cool thing is, though, up here, you got Archon, the Overchosen, which we did a video on and stuff like that. What's up, Darth Vader? And eventually, you know, because this is his starting province of what he's gonna fight, he is gonna come over here and take over this thing and stuff like that. And my highest recommendation when it comes to Archeon is you either take the challenge and take him out quick. One of my all-time advice for Warhammer players is that if you get a chance to take out a legendary lord early before they can get too strong, then do it. Otherwise, you can be homies with him. And he's actually a very powerful ally to be like friends with. So if you want to try to vassalize him, be my guest. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's pretty much the starting province. No real threats anywhere. I mean, you got my boy Malachi over there. You got Boris up there, which him and Archeon are probably going to be busy with each other. But yeah, nothing too bad. I mean, honestly, we got a pretty swanky place. I mean, nothing over here on the right. You know, a bunch of you know, normal dudes over here on the left, but I mean, they're gonna be dealing with the Norse tribes and all that stuff. So like I said, a pretty easy location, man. So let's go ahead and get into battle. You know, stop wasting time. And this is gonna be a pretty simple battle because, like I said, all you gotta do is put corn, make them touch the enemy line, and just let them do the rest. So yeah. Alrighty, so before we get into it, by the way, don't you love this battlefield? This is like, so one thing I really do love about like Chaos Gods and stuff like that is that like when you're playing as their like when you're in their realm, like their area of control, and you go into battle, it changes the map into a very unique layout depending on which Chaos God you're you know, playing on or something like that. So yeah, but obviously this is corn, stuff like that. Very cool, you know. I mean, yeah. It's kind of like Mordor. Anyways, but first things first, the enemy roll, or the unit roll call. My bad. We got the flesh hounds of corn, stuff like that. Your Billy basic, you know, war beasts and stuff like that. Not anything crazy you want to put and take out on your own. Well, hang on. Okay, well, except the spear dudes and obviously the ogres, but yeah, but pretty decent unit overall. You know, do some same as war beasts. You got the Chaos Warriors of corn. Now, usually when you do like a Chaos Factions thing, the Billy basic front linemen are Marauders. Chaos Warriors are kind of like the upgraded version of Marauders, and very much worth it. Now, for Corn units, on the other hand, I mean, very good for holding the front line, but not where you want to put all your... You don't want to use them as the damage dealers, you know? Obviously, in this situation, we will have to anyways. But, yeah, you know what? They do their job right, okay? So, very awesome. I mean, I really do like these guys. They look so cool. Then you got the Chaos Warriors of Corn Halberds. And very obviously anti-large, which is perfect for our enemies over here. The ogres, big giant man-eaters, stuff like that. They're going to try to eat our balls. I say they're going to I say no. Anyways, you got the Skull Crushers and Corn, so the cavalry units, stuff like that. Very simple. But yeah, look at these beasts, man. They're so fucking cool. So, and then going back over here, you got the Shrine, which is our chariot unit. But it's also sort of like meant to be a support thing as well, I believe. I believe it's supposed to be a support thing. Hold on. That's what I always thought these guys were. Maybe I'm thinking of the, no, it's a shrine. So it is, yeah, here it is. So yeah, so, now obviously as long as they're in radius of a unit, they will buff a unit, giving them better leadership, melee, or something like that. You got Savin, Ormer Garrison. Oh my Garrison! Coastal Corn. He, you know, he's just a normal dude, so cool. He looks like that guy from Red, you know, the rock band. So kind of cool, I guess. Red, and he's wearing red. Anyways, and then of course you got Arbaal, the Undefeated, the fucking badass himself. Now, oddly enough, he's not a dueler, but I guess because they kind of gave that to Skull Crush or Skull Taker, that it kind of made sense. But yeah, kind of weird. All right. Well, it's honestly not a bad area or bad map to fight. So, thing about freaking ogres though is they're gonna charge the crap out of us. So, we're gonna go ahead and I say, wait, are these guys anti-large? Yes, they are. Okay. So we're gonna put these guys in the back. We're gonna put these guys in the front. And then have these guys over here. And of course keep the dogs in the back because they're just really good for, well, they're gonna take out the Noblars pretty easily, so I'm gonna put these guys over there. Alright. And then of course get these guys over here. I mean, yeah. Alright. Go ahead and move everybody up here. So get the boys ready. All they want is blood. So it's actually raining blood here. So that's actually pretty cool. So, you know, Slayer. How many people I can kill? Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and just send them in, man. Fuck it. I don't care. We're going to win this super easily. Let's just get into it. And we'll go ahead and surprise them. So this is the army ability, or the ability that we use for skulls. So this is fucking awesome. Ready? Literally summon an entire, a brand new unit to disrupt them. It's so awesome. And watch the demons go to work. They're pretty much our distraction here, so I'm not really worried about losing them or anything. So they're doing their work. So Corn is happy either way, alright? I mean, he, like it's been said, Corn does not care who's spilling blood as long as it's being spilled in his name. So he just watched the war. Alright, we'll go ahead and get Arbaal over here too. Mr. Oddball over here. The Albers are coming in. Yeah. And these guys are anti-large, so they should be able to just instantly take them out. If you look at that, yeah. Excuse me. So there's a mod that you can download that adds decapitation to giant creatures. So, and I highly recommend it too, because, I mean, come on. It's awesome.
Resistance is pointless.
I like that. Resistance is pointless. Come on, Arbaal. Fuck him up. Come on, Arbaal. You got this. Go ahead and send the flesh hounds after these little Noblars. Yeah. Look how much bigger these things are compared to Noblars. I mean, these guys aren't really tall anyways, but still, it's pretty cool. Alright. And there we go. Easy battle, so, as usual. So, I mean, that's usually how the first battles go anyway. Now, there are some that are actually, like, admittedly a little bit tougher. Like, if you do, I think his name is Skitch, the fucking ninja rat dude. His starting battle is pretty tough because you don't play him like a normal army. Like, you gotta use Rambo tactics and all that stuff. Same with Oxyotl. Alrighty, so obviously we're gonna collect those skulls because we only lost like 3 units that entire battle. So, which I'm not surprised at all. Like, I'm really not surprised.
The acquisition of land.
Yeah, I get it. Take out this thing. I get it. I do this. And, like I said, normally in the beginning, I don't really want to go for, you know, auto-resolve, but because I'm doing a video, I'm not going to do the auto-resolve. Do that. And then... So this is one of the many awesome things about Corn. So naturally, when you take over a settlement, you want to occupy it, right? Occupy it, then make more settlements, get a better army, and do that stuff. But with Corn, on the other hand, you can sack it and get some money. You can do skulls for the skull throne and just get extra skulls and stuff like that, or blood for the blood god. Now this is awesome, okay? Because what this will do is that this will destroy the settlement and turn it into a ruins, and it will summon a blood host. What is a blood host? A new army. Yes, an army of demons and stuff like that. And this will also help further increase our I don't know what you want to call it, our bloodletting meter, but basically this will, like, the more battles you get into it and you know, more runes you fuck up, the more, you know, things that the higher this bar will raise, and the more you know, buffs you'll get and stuff like that. And also yeah, you might be like, okay, well, you just destroyed this thing. What do you do next, right? Well, that's where I like the skull thrones to come in. So, having the chance to colonize it by itself is just so much useful because you can keep going around the map and, you know, destroying shit, and then just, you know, hope that chance will come to where you can just automatically colonize it. Plus, if you go into the skull tree, there should be a technology. Yeah, here we go. Chance to automatically do runes in your province, 5. Pretty good. And there's also 2 different technology trees you can do this, and these are all really decent, by the way. Okay, income from post battle loot, so more money. You know, chance to turn you know, ruins into colonies. Very good, especially when you go around the map. So one thing I really like to do with Arbaal is that after I destroy the faction main army, I stay there and I continue to destroy other, like, you know, settlements, just so I can get more money, get more blood hosts, and just keep causing raids. You know, more blood for the blood god. You know, and stuff like that. So very good. All around, but of course you got technology for your army, stuff like that. You know, villains raised, and then after you unlock that, then I'll go. You know, you go to one of these 4. You know, yada yada yada. Just, you know, one thing after another, stuff like that. Now, obviously, you can tell that some of these also cost skulls as well, and these are like really good stuff. All right. You know, you get banners for your army, and it gives minus upkeep for your army as well. You know, just really good shit, man. I mean, oh my god, it's so good. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this one, just so I have that small chance to automatically colonize a ruin, and it will, you know, further, you know, prove my point and stuff like that. Now, of course, we got route marcher and stuff like that. Now, here's one thing I like to do. So when it comes to corn, I automatically always go for casualty replenishment rate. Because as I've said, you want to keep fighting. You need to keep fighting, okay? Otherwise, Corn is gonna be like, man, you guys gotten soft on me, pussies, stuff like that. So you wanna keep going and stuff like that. So having as much replenishment rate, as possible is very good for you and your army. Plus, we're lucky enough to have a hero that increases the replenishment rate. Thank you very much, Mr. I can't remember your name, guy from Red, but yes, thank you very much. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and can we recruit more units? Hold up. Yes, we can do that.
You will fight.
And we will continue. Well, we'll go ahead and get some dual weapons in there because this will be like our damage dealers and stuff like that. So there we go. And we also got a building upgrade, and we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll continue. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so looking at our infrastructure, usually you'll want to have a building that will either do more growth or more money and stuff like that. But for me personally, again, with Corn, I like to continue to get money and stuff like that and income. And the cool thing is though is that if you put trophy racks, it will give you post battle loot only 2%, but it's faction wide, which means that you can be anywhere in the map and you can use whatever army that is in your faction ever. But once you go into battle and stuff like that, you get more money overall. And the more settlement you have that will, with trophy racks in it, the more, the higher the thing will come up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this, and that is gonna be it. And so I'm gonna go ahead and skip the next couple of turns and just show you guys real quick the challengers of Corn and show you Arbaal's personal main abilities. So BRB. Alright, so after a few turns, finally unlocked the Corn's favor. Also, don't worry about the minus, economy, stuff like that. Like I said, it's gonna happen anyways. But first of all, our 5% finally activated. We automatically colonize the ruins here. Secondly, we got another Blood Host army, which is about to attack this settlement here. So we're gonna go ahead and just send them in there. Oh yeah, and it's gonna be an awesome battle. So you know what? We're gonna go ahead and auto resolve it. I was gonna actually, go ahead and get into it, but I was like, I looked at the time, I was like, nah. So we're gonna go ahead and just go into it and raise it and stuff like that, and get some more skulls for the skull throne, stuff like that. And I did activate another buff too, and that's just to go ahead and colonize ruins, because we are finally going to be world travelers. So let's go ahead, and so we got a much bigger army and stuff like that. Now we're going to finally go into what makes Arbaal a unique lord to play as, and that is his unique mechanic, Challenges of Corn. So Challenges of Corn, basically you go out, fight faction leaders, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I mean, simple as that, right? Anyways, well, you have different difficulties, which is actually quite interesting. But obviously, the lower you get, the harder they're gonna be and stuff like that. Now, this is the location of where they're all gonna be, and if you look over here, this is basically all the buffs that we can get for using Corn's favor and stuff like that. And of course, you'll want to be careful and not just go ahead and be like ooh, giving yourself all the buffs, because you need Corn's favor in order to automatically travel to different locations around the map and stuff like that. So let's see. So right now we're just gonna go ahead and just look at some of these things. Let's see. So we can go again the Tomb Kings, which we have yet seen. We can go and fight the Vampire Pirates, which are a pain in the ass, and honestly, I probably don't want to fight them anyway. or we can go ahead and go fight the high elves and stuff like that. And to be honest, we have a better chance of fighting the Tomb Kings. So let's go ahead and fast travel all the way over there, and there we go.
The destroyer's attention.
Just automatically traveled to here. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. We were originally over here, and then we just meow Superman all the way over here, and now we are just instantly be like, oh, hi there, motherfucker, and
Grasp the intent.
declare war.
Stop this.
And oh my god. Okay, normally I would fight this, but this is a fucking siege battle. Fuck that. I am not doing a siege battle. So I hate siege battles in this game. I'm sorry. So, but what we will do is raise this and summon another blood host, stuff like that. Blood host, another blood host army is up. And wait.
In the blink of an eye, they are no more.
Alright, this better not be the only... Okay, good. And they got some more, you know, shit down here and stuff like that. And that's basically that, you know? You know, you come over here automatically to wherever the faction army leader is. And you just go in there and fuck them up. And then when you're done, you know, raising cause and terror and stuff like that, you can just pop all the way back to the capital. Now you can't obviously do it in one turn, so you have to wait till the next turn to go back to the capital, replenish, and then come back and find another army to fight and stuff like that. So yeah, and then of course there's some of the blood host here because, you know, ideally I want to go ahead and travel down here and, you know, start fucking up some more settlements, stuff like that. But you know, I'm not going to because, well, this is just me making the video, so, you know. But what's crazy though is that once you fight these faction leaders, stuff like that, you rank up so quick that you should be able to get your Flesh Hound of Khorne in no time. I mean, we're already rank 7, and this is only rank turn 5, so it's so crazy. But it's such a fun campaign, and it's just so fun overall. It's literally, like I said, I mean, just, you know, start. Oop, I'm gonna turn off the fog of war. Go ahead and just start your starting province, you know, get what you need, and then make your army, and then just travel across the world and fight, you know, and destroy and kill and stuff like that. And it's a nice campaign to sit back and relax to and stuff like that. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here because that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much that. So I'll go into further details about a lot more mechanics, stuff like that, as we go on. I don't want to drop everything into one video because then this video will just be 1,000,000 hours long. But I could explain Khorne to a lot more greater detail and show off more battles and stuff like that in other videos. But yeah, that's just that. I mean, Khorne is just a pretty simple faction to understand, okay? Just make an army, go out there and kill shit, okay? I mean, it's as simple as that. There's no real complexity to it. And I mean, yeah, I mean, just choose what technology you want to use, just use whatever buffs you want to use for the Skull Throne, and that's that. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. So thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.